Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome to another Warlight video. I still call it Warlight. It's Warzone now, but I still call it Warlight. I wanted to go through a few games that I lost recently, and I'm not bummed about them because I know why I lost and I accept why I lost. So it's fine. When it's a loss that you made a stupid mistake that you should have done different, it's fine. When you did everything okay, that you felt was okay and you just, got bad luck or something, I think it's more fine. Anyways, one of the major rules to improving in Warlight, I'm gonna call it Warlight, fuck Warzone. One of the main rules in improving in Warlight is reviewing your games. When you finish the game, review your game. Go back to the picks, think about them. What did you do right? What did you do wrong? And if you can't figure out what you could have done better, how you can improve for next time, uh, you won't be able to grow. You will do the same mistake. So it's important to have this thought process. What did I do wrong? And make sure you put it inside your head. And if you can't figure out what you did wrong, you can ask your opponent. You can ask people on the chat, on the forums. So there are a lot of places to get that feedback. Anyways, I lost 3 games tonight. Totally bummed that I lost the elo, but I think I learned a lot with the games themselves. So it's okay. This was the first game that I got, and this one was pretty hard. There was an obvious first turn bonus here in Yarmani, and I figured I have to go for it, or at least have a foot there. I need to at least have 1-2. But if I'm putting 1-2 there, I need to put a 3 as well. Otherwise, I should just ignore it completely and have like a counter or something. But the counter relies on making sure that the opponent is there. So, and if you're splitting it already, the counter is a bit useless. In this case, the only counter was Cornea, which is actually a pretty decent counter. You counter with 1 position, you counter 3 positions of your enemy. So that's pretty good if you get it. If your opponent ignores the first turn bonus completely or just have like 1 pick there and something elsewhere, then your counter is pretty much useless. So big risk. So this game, I decided to go for the first turn bonus, thinking that he probably wouldn't. So I went 1-3. Like, fuck it. He knows it's a dangerous thing. Maybe he'll put like, Bapal or Shanala or, the safe base. This combo down here looks very good, like extremely safe. If you get this +5, it's impossible for someone to break you, or very hard for someone to break you. Not much expansion from there, but if you have 3 picks, you can have 2 +9, it's fine, and then the other one counters your opponent's stuff. So this was my logic, and if I get the safe pick, if I miss the safe pick here, and I have to battle out one of these, I was assuming that I would get 1-2 or I would get 1-3, something like that. I could still have like Sri Lanka or maybe counter to Sri Lanka. So, save income somewhere else. That was my thought process. If you take a look at Nightfly's process, he went 1-2-3 here and then 4-5. So we bet all his money on getting his first pick, Hala. And this is risky for numbers of reasons. If you fail to get your first pick, GG. I mean, he could still get Zirundi, but what would he do after that? He wouldn't be able to eliminate me from Allah with just a +3 his entire game. Maybe he could get Nietzsche slowly. Maybe that was his plan, get Zirundi fast and then go to Nietzsche, or get Kalis fast before the counter comes from +4. But it looks like if you get this first turn, the first thing you're going to do is expand into here to make sure you can get the +5 and counter the bottom pick or the top pick. You're going to counter one of those and have a foot to be able to break Kalis. So I do like my picks a bit better. I don't rely as hard on getting the first pick, and that's indeed what happened in the end. He got his first pick, so I missed mine, and now I'm completely broken. Like, I don't have anything. I don't have the 1-3. I have safeness in Zarway. So what do we do from this? First, rethink your strategy, that you shouldn't rely on getting your first pick. And that's a very important lesson to learn. Don't rely on getting your first pick. Make sure you have a good game, even if you lose the first pick. Are you happy if you get your 2, 3, 4? Are you happy if you get 1, 4, 5? Those are the thought process that should be going through your head when you pick. Are you happy if you got these amount of things, or would you be happier if you got, them in another order? So yeah, at this point, I knew he had Yermany, but I assumed he would have some of the other things, either Sri Lanka or Sri Lanka with Northland maybe, to get, Northland in 2 turns without investing much. That was my thought process. So I thought, maybe I can get Zarway fast and they try to kill him off Hala. Or maybe he had Hala and Orbu, and he was going for 1-2 here. I didn't assume he had a triple pick, which was a mistake on my behalf. So next step, we expand. I try to finish this. And maybe I should have already gone here just to put some pressure on and attack him immediately, but I decided to wait to see if he would expand or not. But he had full intel that I was there, so of course he didn't give a damn. So at this point I'm already at a disadvantage, and he can easily finish Zirundi without me challenging anything. So game looks pretty dire already for me. I thought I could have probably enough income to get Hala if I attacked first turn, before the leftovers moved in. So I went hard that and used this attack to make sure that I got a card piece. Fortunately, I didn't have enough. He deployed enough. He deployed 9 there. And with this, I knew that he had income elsewhere. He had finished the 6, but he was still expanding elsewhere. He didn't fully deploy there, and he deployed it on Ishkazar. So yeah, this didn't look very good. I didn't see him there. So I wonder, does he really have Zirundi? Maybe he only had 1-2 in Kal, and the other pick was like, I don't know, Sri Lanka or something like that, or up here in Bhopal. So I still thought that maybe I could still break him. And I could have counted. I didn't count. That was a mistake on my behalf. And at this point, I should have realized that even if I deployed fully, I wouldn't be able to break him. And even if I did, you could just, relegate this and expand elsewhere, finish that, and then break me the next turn. So what I really should have done at this turn is go hard into Tijata. And that was my main mistake on this game. I didn't do that. I decided to hammer again. He showed up there. He has way more income than me, 14-9, so it's impossible for me to win this game anymore. I try a few more tricks, keep expanding slowly. Try to, guess the right door, and of course he deploys correctly. And I don't even get position in Hala. Next turn, I try to go up north to make sure that he deploys there, and that gives me enough time to finish the +5. But even then, I knew that I would be behind. 5 and 4 against 6 and 3 is the same income, and he's already working on Sri Lanka, and I can't get a third income anytime soon. So I had to make sure that he can't expand very well, which is pretty impossible. I blockade here, just make sure he doesn't get this +5. In hindsight, I probably should have sidestepped to Bahar. I'd have like a double things to make sure that he would have to deploy more there and not attack me easily. I try to get this, but I don't even have enough income to get it. He probably calculated my income exactly, make sure to deploy enough. So yeah, it was GG at this point. Still stall a little bit, get this turn. Try to get... This turn's probably worth checking. Mess. So These are all the deployments. Okay, all the deployments. I moved back with a 9, and I figured that he was gonna attack this with a lot, that with a lot, and this one with a little, and then I would, you know, break him back down. And unfortunately, he did some weird stuff. He only attacked me with 3, just trying to clean me up from there. Tapped me with 1 and attacked with 3, which doesn't make any sense. You could easily attack with the full stack. I didn't have enough income for anything at that point. So yeah, he didn't finish the territory, but it didn't matter because he had already finished Sri Lanka. So the game was already over. I tried to break it. Next turn, got wiped out. Just surrendered after that. So yeah, bad game, annoying game. So I could have still maybe have recovered if I had played my cards right, like counting the exact income from the +6, either going directly into Mesa to prevent him getting any more income while I expand fully here, going into Tijata to make sure I blockade that. You know, I could have done a few other things, specifically in this turn. Could have done something different that would have probably made a bigger difference on the game. Fortunately, I did not. I think the game was pretty much won on the first pick, but I could have tried a few more other things. Anyways, game lost. There goes my elo. And some coins even. Onto another game against Art 77, this time in Imperium Romanum. Weird layout. Well, not weird, but not the usual. I'll try to go for 1-2, the typical in Arabia, which in hindsight was a mistake. I should have placed 1 here and the second somewhere else, because Cyprus isn't a very good counter to Arabia. And even if it was a good counter, I was hoping that I would get both of them. Like, get into this one first turn, get this one second turn, and then, you know, get the entire thing on the second turn. There were a few other places that it could get, could finish in 2 turns. Thracia, for example, looked pretty good. Dalmatia was also pretty good. And the main one was Narboresis, which has very good expansion from around there and seemed pretty safe. So that seems like a pretty obvious pick. Also the usual safe place Baetica, and I put some counters with the +2 in Mauritania to try to challenge that if he was there. So I'm not entirely happy with my picks, and I did look at Illyricum and thought maybe I could get Southern Italy, first turn, and if I also had Acai and Thracia, I could get, you know, both Italy and Thracia in first turn, so +5 on first turn, and then finish the entire of Greece on the second turn. So I considered doing 1, 2, 3, 4. That seemed like a viable way to go as well, but I sticked with the 1 here. I think the 1 there is still fine. You can see the picks that he did. He had the 1 there, and then he went 2, also safe in Baetica, 3, 4 for the proper combo, and then he went 5, 6, 7 for the late thing on Greece, similar to what I had thought, but ignoring completely Southern Italy, which was a little bit of a mistake, because Southern Italy, although the expansion from Southern Italy is pretty shitty, it is first turn bonus, especially when you have 2 other places that can get first turn without any deployment. Southern Italy looks pretty good. And you can also still get Southern Italy first turn if you also deploy in Sicily, which is a bit of a silly pick, but, you know, it helps if you have your other 2 positions in a place where you also need to deploy or something like that to have more income. So yeah, I lost my first pick, so I got the weird counter here. I knew about this position in Antevicum, I knew about this position in Cartago Nova, so I knew 3 of his spots. I had no clue about the other one. I assumed it would be probably Southern Italy or maybe Egypt, something like that. Or maybe up here in Thracia, to have a combo with Asia or something like that. I wasn't sure where it was his other one, but I assumed that he was going to try to break me in Valencia, and he was smart enough and sidestepped instead. So I did my income, was already behind. I knew I would be behind, but I was hoping that I would put pressure here and be able to clear him up next. And I would definitely surprise him from Tingus. You would not expect the Mauritania pick. And then next turn, I would have a simple way to either wipe him from Southern Gaul or break Baetica, both of which I would be happy with in terms of outcome, because I would also be bordering Judea the next turn to put some additional pressure on him. So that was my game plan. I did not expect him to be doing Illyricum. That's what he did. He ignored my threats completely. He was lucky not to get wiped out from Lugdunum, but it was a good bet. You know, he had 3 there. Be probably not very wise for me to try to wipe him out from Southern Gaul, where he would probably try to break Narbonensis to begin with. And yeah, the game was won at this point, because there's no way I'm going to break him. He still has more income here. Wasn't even suspecting that he could have Greece at this point. So good play. Next turn, he completely eliminated me from Narbonensis. I played a bit too aggressively there, but the game was already lost at this point. Even if I would have broken the +2 down here and wiped him out from Southern Gaul, I would still be way behind on income. So yeah. So where was the game lost? I think it was my 1-2 pick. The 1 would be okay. The 2 pick here, I don't think it's correct. I think that's where I lost the game. The second pick should either been on this 3-4, or going for the 5, or going for the combo in Illyricum, like I mentioned, like Thracia, Illyricum, and Southern Italy, and ignoring the 1 completely. That would have been probably the best combo. Well, I know it would have been the best against what he picked, but it might also have been safer overall. So yeah, another game that was lost because I picked wrongly, so I accept the loss. He played better than me. Last game that I have to show was this game on against Gunslinger. So interesting layout on Master Mania. 1-2 pick on Monkey seemed pretty obvious. There was a good combo as well on Master of Noobs possible. Also, you could also dump all your things in Temunai, and if you also had the pick on Master of Nerds, you could easily fast expand into Master of the Egg on the next turn. So that looked like a pretty yummy combo to put 4 pieces there. I decided to put my money on Monkey, and not only that, I thought he will likely low prioritize Master of Spelling, the Burning Children pick here. So I could maybe try to take advantage of that and also try to get this, because he's very unlikely to get min 44 territory. So I went for 4 picks here, so I could use the 4 to get this, use the second to get that, and use the first to get this one, and then I could put a little deployment and get the entire +3. And getting 2 +3s on 1 turn is pretty good. The only thing he could have gotten on the first turn would be the +2 here, which I'm fine, and then he would have the +4 here, like 1 income, maybe 2 income if he deploys something there. And I was pretty sure he would try to get the combo on this one. And if he gets this combo, he's very likely to try to finish it on first turn, because it makes sense. So I did a counter for that. I put a 9, even had another late counter here on 12. Like if I get both, I can use one of them to not get any negative income and go there. If I get the 7-8, I can use the 9 to go down and blockade it. So seems okay. Seems like it's a good counter. If you take a look at his picks, he does similar thoughtful picks. He picked 1 in the Master of Prediction, which is I don't usually like it. From statistically on games on Master Mania, if you get the 1-2 combos on places there are 2 attacks to get, usually you win games because it's faster. You get more income on turn 2, and it's very likely that you're already seeing someone else because there are so many picks on this map that it will give you a big advantage. So I usually try to favor the 1-2s like this one. This one would have been slightly better. This one is a bit iffy because it's only +2 and you have to put 3 picks on it. But you know, this and this felt like they were the top picks. And he didn't think so. He went for the +4, which is fine. 2-3 on this thing here, so we knew that this was a good quality. 5-6 on the other one, so we knew that this was good quality. 7 there, I guess he expected, you know, late counter, go here and then next turn there to challenge that a little bit, something like that, or just have presence over there. Then he went for 8-9 on the +2, and I only went for like a 10 on Prata do Svenska, like to check if he's there before putting the counter down here. So similar thought process. If I had prioritized Temutai, he would have the counter down here, which is decent. It's good, I think. Late counter also on the 12, which could have served him, but didn't come into play this turn. So this is the distribution that we got, and I was pretty happy with this. I mean, I could get +6 on first turn. That's great. I had a good position down here, and I had a sneaky counter on I eat napalm for breakfast. So I thought, okay, I won the game. This looks pretty solid. So this is what he played. He attacked first turn with 5, fully deployed to be able to get the whole Master of Nabu, but he predicted that I would have the counter. He didn't deploy there. He didn't know that I was there at all, but he assumed that there would be a counter there. So he didn't do 2 deployments in Master of Prediction, for example, to get, you know, +2 instead of +1, which I would have probably done. Or in Master of Nerds. Instead, he fully deployed here, and he made sure he attacked first turn. Because for me to break his first turn would mean that I would either... For me to break the 4 means that I would have to attack with 6. And to attack with 6, that means I would not be able to deploy 3 over here. So he knew that. So either I forfeit my first turn or second turn income and make sure I break him, or I just, you know, try to sneak break. And my thought was to sneak break. And I thought he would never fully attack here, and he would never do it first turn. It makes sense to do it first turn if you consider all the things. So yeah, good prediction on his behalf. So I think the game was lost here. I tried to attack him, blockade behind me, not to get the negative income. And at this point, you know, he's 7-6. If I had broken him, he would be 3, and I would have been 6. So it's a matter of getting first turn. I would have gotten first turn there. He would have been GG. So it was a big risk from him. Because he could have went hard if he knew that I was attacking from down here. He could have attacked harder and, you know, get the +4 next turn, something like that. So yeah, ballsy first turn paid off for him. I couldn't do much after this. I was missing 1 income to be able to finish Shiftu. Actually, I just realized that I probably had enough income if I had tapped this one and attacked with that one. And do the same here, but then I wouldn't have the leftovers. So at this point, I even thought that he didn't have Master of Noobs completely, like that he didn't deploy enough here. That he invested the other +3 trying to work on Master of Prediction and just attack down to this one. So I thought I could maybe still be in the game. But yeah, if you look at the income difference, there's no way in hell that I was gonna win this after this. This turn I hoped that he would not attack Clog Rider. Because he would have negative income over it, but he had so much income already that he didn't care. So he just broke me. GG. Play one more turn for curiosity's sake. But yeah, so won on turn 1 by attacking first turn. So yeah, painful because I lost a lot of elo with this. So it's all about, sometimes it's all about, you know, getting first pick, getting first turn. A lot of games come down to that, and you need to think about those things when you pick and when you're deciding on your attack. So good predictions from all these players. Congratulations. I just took a big hit on my elo. Wonder if I'm still top 100, but it is what it is, and hope I remember these lessons for next turn. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it useful. Keep improving your warlight strategy skills. See you in the quick match game. Bye bye everybody. Take care.